Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. All right, Amy, go ahead and post your yes no question. Thank you. Thank you for being so prompt. Okay, let's see. So Amy, okay, I'm getting a no. I have the 10 of Wands. So this card is attributed to feeling overwhelmed, pressured, overworked, or stressed out. It just indicates that you have a lot going on or a lot on your plate, and maybe today is just not a good day for him. Amy, what is a snap score? I think it's good that you're kind of keeping to yourself right now. Mm-hmm. So does that mean that even though he wasn't responding to you, he was active on there, or does it just record like the amount of conversation that the two of you have? I'm still a little bit confused. Oh, okay. So is it just like a metric as far as how active you are on the app? Okay, got you. It's okay, Pragati. Okay. So what does that say to you, do you think, if you see the snap score go up? Hey, James, welcome in. So you're next, James. I'm working on Amy right now, okay? You're welcome, James. Almost done, Amy. Almost done. All right, Amy. So this is what I channeled, okay? He says, I am in a funk. I have been feeling some inner conflict and confusion when it comes to us. Suddenly, I am feeling overextended and I want to just keep to myself. I don't want to feel like people have expectations for me or that everything I do is under a microscope. I am struggling and I often feel like no one notices. I just want to be on my own right now. Please, I just need space. I can't talk right now. I just want to enjoy hobbies that make me happy because it clears my head. It's the only way I can try to sort out what's going on with me. I feel us I feel like us no, he says I feel us distancing a bit and it's no one's fault. It's just happening and I am too preoccupied to fix it. I am focusing on the wrong things. I know that, but it's easier to distract myself right now. Thank you for not putting extra pressure on me. I notice that you are matching my energy and it's what I need. Keep enjoying your life despite my actions. Don't wait on me. I hope that I will come around. Okay, so after the channeling, Amy, you said in depth. Okay, so Amy, if you're ready to post your in depth, I'll work on that. Oh. So with the channel message in mind, what exactly has been going on with Eli and towards me? Like, how is this inner conflict? Because it's crazy how the day before things were okay, and you said as well too, Lena, that he was feeling better. I do remember that. But now all of a sudden it's a flip, right, with Eli towards me. Okay, got it. SB, I went ahead and added you to our donation list. So you're gonna post your questions. Okay, I got it. Gotcha. And SB, you're gonna be my last, well, technically my last reading of the night, okay? All right. What's going on towards Eli with Amy? Oh, Smiley, I'll add you to the list, my friend. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't get a notification for it, so that's on me. I'm sorry about that. 1 second. Amy, I'm shuffling for you now. Trying to multitask. Let's see whose came first. I think Smiley's yours might have come first, but I'm double checking right now. All right, looks like everyone did Cash App. All right, let me see here. Yep, Smiley, yours did come before SB, so you're gonna go. Amy's back in rotation because she donated for multiple readings, so you're gonna be just before SB. Okay, Smiley, thank you for that. Sorry for the confusion. And SB donated for, all right, SB. All right, so you said a 10 card, a 5, and a 5. SB, I have everything, so I will do your reading, and then if you're here when I'm doing your reading, you can just let me know, okay? I got you, Smiley. Let me know what all. That's okay, Smiley. It's okay. You donate a lot. I'll just, we'll round up for today, okay? All right. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So Amy says, what actually is going on? What actually is going on? I'm sitting here wondering, like, will he get back to me soon at all? Within a week or something? And of course I went into panic mode, but I did my best to soothe myself with all this. Okay. What is going on with him? All right, Amy. So, as I'm shuffling like the cards that are coming out, it's making me feel like he has some type of mental health issue. Um I don't know if it's been something you guys have talked about, but it's feeling like he has a lot of highs and he has a lot of lows, and it comes on very quickly. And I don't know a lot about mental health, but the thing that's coming through, especially with the Two of Pentacles, is the duality of these shifts. And that makes me feel like bipolar. Now, I'm not a professional again. I'm not going to sit here and say he is bipolar. I'm going to say he has tendencies that lead him to having these very high highs and these very low lows. And he struggles with this a lot. Now, I know that he has other things going on, but it makes me wonder because he kind of has instability here, and he is constantly giving you mixed signals. That as I was shuffling, I heard bipolar. So I'm starting to wonder if this is why we keep going through these cycles of like him contacting you and wanting to be with you, and then like suddenly you don't hear from him again, and he's closing himself off socially to everyone in his life. It almost seems like he's very dysregulated, and that can cause a lot of pain for you as someone who is interested in him romantically and caring for him as a person. This is going to be a struggle for you because he has not been able to stabilize this dysregulation or dysfunction. Like, I feel like this is only going to cause a struggle for you, confusion for you, and it may actually be the reason why you can't seem to get a clear read on him. And I think it's why he can't figure out what he wants to do, because I remember doing like a channeling, and he says he feels different every single day. Like, he feels like one day he feels this way, one day he feels that way. And I didn't really understand when I was channeling why it's like every day he feels different and why he can't seem to figure out. But now I'm wondering if it's running more chemically, and there's like some type of imbalance with him that he's struggling with on a mental health level that's making it so that he can't figure out what it is that he wants. And I'm not just saying like with you, I'm saying like himself too, how he views himself. Um, and I think that whenever you hang out with him and spend time with him, he's going through a more happy, probably manic mode. And then he just kind of goes back into his shell again and he retreats. Now, what I think you should take away from this, as far as like how he feels towards you, is that this has nothing to do with you specifically. If someone can't regulate their own mental health, it's not like offensively, but it's not about you, like it's not specifically about you. It's like tomorrow I could get a read and he could be like, I'm head over heels for this girl. And then like I could read again next week, and then he's like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be by myself. So it's like, I don't know if we can even trust him right now. Like, I don't know. All this time I was thinking like it's a reflection of his feelings for you, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is just who he is, and it's probably going to be like a difficult relationship to try to maintain with him, because how are you supposed to know from day to day if there's so many inconsistencies? That's not fair to you. And I think that's what's been going on. You have feelings that he had something. Most do know he could be high functioning spectrum. I don't think it helps he has to regulate his mom, right? Because while I was self-soothing, I was like, I will be my best self regardless of what happens. So yeah, that definitely feels like, and I notice, I don't want to get too off track because I gotta get to James's reading, but I noticed too that you come to me a lot and you're like, what is he thinking about me today? Or what is he feeling? Is he missing me? And like how often we're getting like different answers all the time. It's never like this consistent, like linear progress, unfortunately. It's like sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. Sometimes you know it because he's wanting to hang out with you, and sometimes he goes silent, radio silent. Sometime, Amy, I'm gonna answer you tonight, and you say, does he have romantic feelings for you? And I'm gonna say sometimes. That's what I'm gonna say, because based off of that reading, I am starting to gather a better understanding that he doesn't feel this way every day, just sometimes he does. And I don't think that's really anything for you to be able to go off of when it comes to this person. Yeah. Because all I know regarding his love life is that he has been with someone for 2 years before, and the most he told me was like how things didn't work out and how his ex wasn't exactly grateful, or even said thanks for the amount of things that he did. Amy, I think if you get the opportunity, I think it's worth a conversation with him if you get that chance, and figure more out about why that relationship ended, because I think you're going to get a lot more insight about who he is as a person. I can't imagine that by being with someone for 2 years, you break up because the other person was ungrateful. That could be a contributing factor, but I don't think that's the straw that broke the camel's back. There's a bigger story there for sure. James, I'm shuffling for you now. Yeah, I'm sure. Amy, yeah, right. Okay, Amy, I'll be right with you again, okay? All right, James, love option 2. All right, James. So the energy that I am picking up on is that things are gaining momentum, and I would say heating up a little bit. I think that there's going to be like a passionate encounter or climax between the two of you. I think the intention, the mutual intention, is for things to get easier between the two of you. I think she doesn't like how she acts sometimes. And I think that she wants to make things better with you. I think that she this is an interesting message. You make her feel powerful, James. You kind of stoke her power, her feeling of like just really being original, feminine, powerful, beautiful. You make her feel like somebody actually admires her, and there is a lot of power there. It's almost like you're awakening or reminding her who the fuck she is. And I think that she really likes that. She really enjoys that. Especially because lately she's been, I think, more on the downer side. I have the 5 of Cups here, so she could be focusing a lot on the wrong things. She could be focusing on negative things, or has been recently focusing on negative things. And so her feelings for you is the Ace of Cups, which I like to see. The Ace of Cups is feeling a spark. I feel like there's a very flirtatious air around the two of you. Like it's a very, it's coming up on a very flirty time. I think that's kind of going hand in hand with the like passionate climax and like intensity that I'm feeling here with this reading. You've been thinking about that all day, how much you empower her, and you wanted to even tell her that, to think about how you are with her and your actions, and how you never take her power away, always looking to empower her. She does. She feels empowered by you. It's from your adoration and from your consistency and just being around you, just feeling appreciated by you. I think that little by little, she's starting to pick up on like what you mean to her. And I think her intentions are to try to be more open and try to not be as quick to judge or assume or jump to conclusions. She's trying to be open to feeling inspired, feeling excited. And I think she's just trying to approach this with you like more open-minded. Could she potentially fall back into old habits here and there? I definitely think she still is who she is fundamentally, and that may take some time to adjust, but I think that she's very much trying to be more open. And I think she's looking at you a bit differently. And I'm almost feeling a little bit like I'm speaking in the future right now. So, like, I don't know if she's quite aligned with this energy that I'm talking about, but I think that's going to be coming around very soon. This could be why the event that you guys have scheduled, I can't remember what day you said, but it could be why I was feeling very positive about this. What is your first mini reading question you'd like to ask? Amy, I had your channeled reading, your yes, no, and your in-depth. And then I had one more in-depth come through for you of almost exactly an hour ago, but nothing else. So I have a consecutive 4 donations from you, back to back to back to back. And that was, the first one was at 6:01, the second one was at 6:02, then 8:15, and then 10:06. And those 4 came through before the live stream started. So yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, so it's next weekend? Okay. Amy, was it through Cash App or somewhere else? Because I definitely don't have one. Okay. All right. Well, Patty and James get to see each other this weekend or some point before the event. So, James, they're saying that this is going to take a lot of coercing in order for it to happen. 10 of Wands, so it may take a lot of convincing her. Like if you want to invite her out somewhere, I'd be like, come on, like you deserve a break, like let's go do this thing, da 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 da. And finally she might, through persistence, give in. I think it's more likely now that the energy is shifting that you will see her before the event. But and I feel like, you know, potentially things could happen, but I think that it's still going to be like pulling her leg a bit, and I don't know if that's necessarily a route that you want to go down. So I'm going to say no, but I am going to say that there's a higher chance of that now than there was a couple days ago. But still, I'm thinking probably not. Yeah, Amy, I'm not sure. Amy, here's what I'll do. If it comes through before the live stream is over, then I will honor it. But if it doesn't, we'll have to save it for next time. Is that fair? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm so tired. It's been a long day. Thank you guys for being so patient as well. Me taking like basically until the nighttime to come on here tonight. I really thought that I was going to be closing or calling out of work, quote unquote. We have been up since like before 9 o'clock, and I'm asleep until 12 girly, so it's been a long day for me. All right. Second mini question. Will the event move us forward romantically? Will James see progress in his connection with Patty after the event? Will he see progress within his connection after the event? I am. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. We're in Virginia. Amy, you're funny. How much progress? Because I am getting a yes. I'm trying to see how much progress. How much progress? How much? Whoa! Oh, I love this. Whoa. James. This is so cool. Okay. So I am getting a yes. There will be progress. I got all yeses, right? And then I said how much progress, and I got the Empress. Again, by the way, you're the Empress in your 6-card spread. And then I got the Knight of Cups, which we all know is like, those 2 cards is like growth in your romance, right? Because the Empress is growth. And then what else do we have? 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands talks about movement, momentum, a huge shift, more communication, more conversation, like just essentially things moving along, and it also means progress. So the Empress, the Knight of Cups, and the 8 of Wands, that's a big deal. So yeah, I am going to say yes, James. I feel that's a really, really cool reading to get for that specific question. Finally. Oh, I have a lot of subs from New York. A lot of people are from New York, I noticed, that follow me. And also Florida too. Thank you, James. Okay, so Amy, we're gonna do your in-depth reading. Okay, Amy, I got your second in-depth, okay? So we'll do both of your in-depths right now. And then we've got Smiley for a mini read, and then we've got SB, and then I'm gonna sign off. You know, James, I was born in California, and my brother is living in California, and he's driving here to live back on the East Coast. He's like packing up his house this week, actually. And he was just talking to me yesterday about how much he wants us to go back out to California, like me and my whole family, and spend time out there. And I've been to California a couple of times, so I'm very connected to California. My mom grew up there. She spent her whole childhood and early adult life there as well. So maybe you're tapping into some like psychic connection I have with California. Yeah, definitely a California connection for sure. I have a lot of family history in California. All right, shuffling for you, Amy. So would it be not a great question to ask, what are Eli's thoughts, views, and intentions towards me right now with like the other read we did? I kind of feel like we already asked that question tonight, you know, like I feel like we already got those answers. Like, for instance, his thoughts and views and intentions, he basically said, I need space. Like, he said, what did he say? I feel that we're distancing a bit. It's not your fault or mine. It's just happening, and I am too preoccupied to fix it. So he says, just keep doing your thing. Despite his actions, he hopes that he comes around. Like, he hopes that he'll come back around. Yeah, it felt pretty similar. So the inner conflict was more so about himself, with his mental health regulation. I did pick up on that because the Fool was here, so I think that he is hyper fixating on. I don't know. I don't know if he's gotten some news recently that he's gonna have to move. I don't know if his mom has made any decisions either way. But something feels like he's very much focusing on the future and what, like, his plans are. Maybe his mom told him some new information recently that he feels like he needs to process, but it just feels like something new has happened, and that matched with like this up and down roller coaster that he goes on mentally. I think it's just causing conflict for him. But what is/are your questions for in-depth? Yep, I can do that for sure. Absolutely. All right. All right, so Amy, the first thing that's coming through is that his mom is so wishy-washy about this decision that he feels unsettled. And his mom basically said, I know you've worked really hard all of this time, and now I want to sell the house, so you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do. So then I'm just talking about like the history here. So then he goes, okay, that's disappointing. He had to give up that dream. And then he's like, well, what am I gonna do? And then he's considering moving. And then he accepts that fate, right? He accepts that fate that he's probably gonna have to move. He starts. At first, I think he wanted to pretend like it wasn't happening. I think he was very disappointed. It frustrated him. But then I think that at some point he was like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, at this point, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to accept it. And then I think what surprised him is that maybe through that acceptance, he was thinking to himself, maybe this would be a good thing for me. So then he tried to start thinking very positively about the move and putting himself into a focused shift mentally that this will be good for him and maybe he can start over, do something new. And he started not necessarily becoming attached to that idea, but I think that he started thinking very positively about it. And then his mom was like, actually, maybe I won't sell it and you can just pay for it while I'm gone and I can rent it out to you. So then he's going, okay, so now that I've gotten used to the idea that I'm probably going to be moving, now you're saying never mind. Now I have to go back to my original dream and potentially like decide to stay, even though I've already started to let go of this idea. And now you're wanting to put that dream back in my head, but I don't know if I can trust it. I don't know if I can trust you. And at this point, I'm very confused because I was starting to come around to the idea of moving, and now I don't know what to think, how to feel, or if I can even trust that you're telling me the truth. And at this point, I think he just really wants his mom to make a final decision, like not just make the decision but actually set it in motion, so that way he can finally come to terms with what is going to happen. And I guarantee you his association with you has to do with during the times he thinks he's going to be staying, and then he probably pulls away when he thinks he's going to be leaving. Let me read what you said. Hold on. Smiley, I have your question. Thank you for posting and being so prompt. Okay. Right. And when he bought that new Kawasaki bike, he said he wasn't able to help pay for the house as much now because his mom said that she let him rent out the home. Yeah, because Eli told me what I said above. So he's basically keeps trying to accept certain realities, and his mom is like fucking with him a little bit, and I think that that's becoming a problem for him. Um, and this is where the conflict is. So pay attention, okay? Take notes. Um, Whenever he comes around you, he is likely feeling more hopeful that he's going to stay. Okay? When he starts to feel like she's fucking with him, and I don't even know if she's doing it intentionally, I think she's also a very confused person. I think that he goes, no, I can't get closer to her. Like, he's like, I can't like put myself in that position. I can't. Like, if she's gonna keep doing this back and forth. And then here's the thing, Amy. The problem is that it's happened so many times now that he's had to go, are we selling? Are we not? Is she selling it to me? Is she not? Am I moving? Am I not? I'm accepting that I'm moving. Now I'm not. Probably. And I think that that could be contributing to his highs and lows, especially affected and associated with like a mental health situation. Um, Again, I don't want to say bipolar, but I'm just saying there's a lot of ups and downs that are happening here. And I think that at this point, he's so stressed out about what his mom is doing and the decisions that she's making that he feels like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's like, at this point, I just need to do my own thing. That way, I'm not disappointing anyone. I'm not letting anyone down. I'm not leading anyone on. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just going to live my life until my mom makes a goddamn decision and I actually see the shit in momentum and it's like officially happening. I can't sit here and keep getting my hopes up, accepting new possibilities, looking forward to new things. I feel like she's toying with my emotions, my mentality, and he's just feeling a lot of inner conflict with the situation. Smiley. Girl, no, I don't know. I probably do. I probably look innocent. I think my family is just so used to hearing me cuss that they don't think twice about it. I've been doing it since I was like 14. But hey, it's a way to express yourself. Um, it's funny actually. My sister, she doesn't at all. And so whenever she does, it's like a complete shock. She's not more innocent than me, but she definitely censors herself a lot more than I do. I think I just try not to say it as much on here because I don't want anyone to report me. So you said she's messing with his stability, she's confused. It feels like a trickle effect and it bleeds into us. Boy, I hope she does let him rent the house. I don't blame him, especially with what he's told me about how all the times he's been there for his mom and regulating her. Oh, Smiley. See, yeah, I do well. I do really well. I do, really. I know how to censor myself properly. Also spent all day with my nephew, so I was like extra cautious about what I said around him. But no, if you ask my husband, who's like he's so asleep right now, he's probably in his REM cycle at the moment. He'd be like, "Yeah, she cusses all the time," but so does he. I mean, it is what it is. Do you feel the same way, Smiley? Like some days it's stronger than others. Like some days it's just like every other word, and then other times it's like you barely say anything at all. Amy, that sounds good. Smiley, hell yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. Agreed. Hey SB, welcome back in, girl. We're still working through the list, but I'll be with you as soon as I can. Do you sense that he would still want me in his life for a while? Because I remember when we read before that he does want to keep me in his life, like regardless if you're together. Yeah, I think so, Amy. I think also, if you guys, maybe this isn't what you want to hear, but I'm just going to be straight with you. If he moves and you guys can't further things romantically and he still wants to like talk to you and stuff like that, he would still, I feel like it would take the pressure off of your connection, and I think he'd be more open to a friendship with you, because it would be at a distance. It's very clear that there's only so much and so far that you guys can do at a distance, and I think that that would make him feel more like less pressure or whatever, and like more excited to have a relationship with you. Not that he wouldn't want one if he doesn't move, but I think right now it's too much to ask of him while he's, I think he's just I think honestly the situation with the house, it breaks his heart. It really does. And I think he's just trying to protect himself. I think he doesn't want to risk getting hurt again. So he doesn't put himself out there with you. Amy, did you still wanted to do your last in depth right now, right? Okay, go for it. The reason too why I'm like rushing tonight, and I'm really sorry about that. Like anybody who's in here, I hope you don't feel your reading is being rushed. And I'm answering your questions sufficiently. But I have a baby shower in the morning to go to. So after spending all day out of the house, I came home, ate dinner, took a shower, got on here, and now I've got to rush to bed, go to sleep, and get ready for a baby shower in the morning. So I'm like, I'm spreading myself pretty thin, and I just don't want to disappoint anyone or let anyone down. And so I hope that you guys feel like valued and appreciated. I'm in a hurry tonight, and that's just how it is sometimes, I guess. Amy, you can definitely ask that question. I don't know how much. I guess my concern with that question is I don't know how much more I can pull details about. I think because he's still like on the fence about what his plans are going to be. So I don't really want to waste your reading with that, but I'm trying to think of like what kind of question I can ask you if you want to ask. You have a baby shower too. Oh, do you know if they're having a boy or a girl? Thank you, SB. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna grab. Oh shoot, I gotta take you guys with me to my bedroom real quick. Every single night I put a ice pack in the freezer, like every day, and I go to bed with ice pack on my neck because it's supposed to stimulate my vagus nerve, and that helps regulate my nervous system. And it's like something I've been doing for like 5 months, and it's my favorite thing to do. And what I used to do was I had 2 of them, so while one would be getting cold, I would be using the other one, and then I would swap it out. The problem is one of the ice packs busted open, and now I'm only using one. And so every single day I have to remember to put it in the freezer so that by the time I go to bed it's cold. And I forgot to do that today, so instead of having a frozen ice pack, I'm probably just gonna have cold ice pack, but it's better than nothing. Amy, what can we ask? Well, I know you're concerned. Oh, okay, that works. I see your question. Okay. All right, let's do that for you. Okay, so Amy, I'm seeing that they feel your attention is very divided. And maybe you have things under control, but they don't. I feel like they're craving more one-on-one attention, and I don't think that's something that you can provide, and I don't think that's something that is even realistic. But I feel like these kids are they're just like craving it. They're just craving like more attention, more focus on them. And I think that's it's a struggle because, like I said, I don't think there's anything you can really do about it outside of what you're already trying to do. You see, try to do your best. Oh, Amy, hold on. This is I don't know if this is something that is relevant for your class, and I can't remember how old you said your kids were, but it reminds me of this thing that I saw a teacher do, where she basically had kids. She created, like, I think she wrote popsicle sticks, or it was like some kind of like number system. Like, you know, when you go to the DMV and they give you a number and then they go in order, right? And then when it's your turn, then they call you up. And so it's like a number system this teacher uses when a kid needs help or needs to talk to her. She says, grab a number, have a seat, and when I have a minute to talk to you, I will call your number. And she basically goes in order. So if someone gets number 1, they get called first. Number 2, they get called second. And I don't know if there's something that would even like work for you, if that's something you'd even want to incorporate, or if it would even, I'm just letting you know that if that's helpful, that's a suggestion. And she called it like a cute little name. If I can find the video, I'll show it to you. But overall, I feel like they feel very lucky to be in your class, to have you there. The Wheel of Fortune means that they feel like they're fortunate in whatever capacity these little brains are able to appreciate and feel excited about. Now, I'm hearing with the world that this is an impact that you're making on them that's going to last them throughout their their school career. That what you're doing now with them is going to play a role and affect them and impact them for years to come. Some of them are always going to remember you, maybe a few of them, but a lot of it's more so your teachings, what you're instilling into them on a day-to-day basis with the world. They're just saying that that's going to be around for a long time. There's like imagery of like tossing something in the air. For some reason, I'm very drawn to that in the cards. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if you play with them, if you, like, for instance, if you like throw balls back and forth, or if you hang out with them at recess, or I don't know. But regardless, like, I'm kind of getting the message that, you know, they do feel like more liberated or more free to be themselves. So yeah, that unconditional care and appreciation, right? Okay, because I was gonna say there's kids that are showing throwing like a ball in the air. So I just wanted to bring up that detail, which I found interesting because I was thinking to myself, like, she's a teacher, she probably doesn't play with them, but for whatever reason, I'm specifically seeing like a ball being thrown in the air. So that's funny. You play football with them? They're always shook at how far you can throw it. How far you can throw it, Dad? Okay, so that's obviously making an impression on them, I feel. I think they also think that while maybe you don't see it because maybe they're acting out, they do respect you as well. And I feel there's something that you teach them. I have the King of Swords, which is an authority figure. It's how they're viewing you, someone to respect, but also someone who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom that they are sharing. You're definitely an authority figure that they respect, and like a good role model. I almost said idolize, and I was like, no, that's not right. A role model. Lots of nurturing that you provide to them, and I think that they really are taken by your kindness. Yeah, you're definitely making an impact on them, Amy, for sure. Amy, they probably would say things like, oh, Miss Blank is so fun. She plays with me and we have a lot of fun together. Like, I feel like your kids associate being cared for and being loved through having fun playing games. That's something that I also learned, is that when a kid asks if you will play with them, they're actually asking you, do you love them? Because playing for them is their love language. So they feel cared for when you are spending time with them like that. So Amy's probably not live until Monday. I should be. I personally should be on this weekend. I know that I should, but the way that my week has been set up, being honest, I probably won't be here until Monday. I already told Brennan that I need another day off already, and so we're probably gonna do that on Sunday. And then tomorrow morning I have the baby shower, and tomorrow night I've got to get some organizing going because my office is like a nightmare, and I haven't even touched it since the wedding, and I need to get in there and start getting things cleaned up and organized. So I'm 99% sure I won't be here till Monday. Amy, yeah, I would say probably not text. Just kind of give that space a little bit. Take a nice little break for yourself. Thank you, Amy. Have a good weekend. All right, this is for Smiley. I want to know, is my feeling right about D? Because we are steady going back and forth about something he keeps bringing up, and wonder if he's genuine or sees an opportunity. Okay, Smiley. So what I'm gathering is that there's a situation going on between you guys. It seems to be some type of cycle or pattern, and you're wanting to know if your feelings are right about it. Am I understanding that correctly? And then secondary to that question, you want to know if he sees what a catch you are. Like, does he understand what you bring to the table and your value? Secondary to that question. Okay, got it. All right. Let's see. All right, is Smiley right? Are her feelings right? Is she right in her feelings? Please show me a yes or no. Is Smiley right in her feelings? Smiley right in her feelings. Smiley, I have a yes. I'm curious if this has to do with I'm just gonna say it, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if this has to do with like another person that keeps coming back around, or keeps coming back up, like a third party situation, or someone from his past that just keeps being brought up, I'm getting acknowledgement about that. If that is not your question, that is okay. The cards that I have is 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and King of Wands. So this feels like some type of 2 of Cups is like a partnership, a relationship, and a 6 of Cups is like someone or something that you keep coming back to. Now, this could be speaking to that cycle. Well, no, because I'm answering your question, so I don't want to jump to assumptions. But here's what I've got, and I'll confirm just to be on the safe side, just so you're not like panicking or anything. It felt like to me that if this was a situation that you knew about, I was acknowledging that. Um, he keeps talking about 50-50 everything. Oh, what? He's not pitching in, but he wants to do 50-50. Let's see. Is D communicating with anyone else? 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 Is Smiley the only one for D? Smiley the only one for D? Does he see what she brings to the table? Ah, okay, so Smiley. Smiley, I don't know, because I keep getting when D views you that you're wifey material, you're girlfriend material. I would bet that I've said that before. So, like, he views you as like wifey material, things like that. The only thing that has me questioning in regards to our feeling about him is the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. The only reason why I was initially thinking that is because Six of Cups talks about a person in the past, usually. It talks about feeling nostalgic about a situation in the past. Maybe, possibly, he's one. Yeah, I didn't say anything before I was gone. I didn't say anything at all. I got quick and I just waited to come back. But um, the only thing I can think about, because I'm picking up something about the past or some situation of the past. So if it's not a third party, which again, I was just bringing that up as an example, which I don't think that it is, because I feel like you are wifey, you are girlfriend, you are like his person. And I feel like I've brought that up to you before, if I can remember. Um, there is a situation here with the Two of Cups. Yeah, I'll repeat. So originally, Smiley, when I had said that if this is about another person, and that's being acknowledged here, and you said no, it's about money, right? Okay, so I confirmed that it's not about another person per se. There's no third party here. He views you as his wife, his girl, his woman. But I can't ignore the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups, okay? So something is telling me that he wishes something would be like the past, okay? He felt like there was a perfectly harmonious situation when he was in a relationship that I guess in which these money issues worked perfectly fine before. Now, he could be saying in our relationship earlier on, things worked better than they do now. Or he could be saying, in a previous relationship that I had, I liked how we handled money and I want us to do it that way. So I have to keep going back to the past here, that you are right in your feelings about D. And there is something here talking about how he felt that when it comes to the money, things were better in the past. And maybe you can help me fill in the blanks, but that's what I keep hearing over and over and over. Things used to be better financially, things were better before. That's what he used to, or some are trying to get him to do. That would make sense. Like he wants me, but he probably wishes I was issuing out money to him like someone else did. So, Smiley, that could be what I'm picking up on about the past or about this other situation that he keeps going back to in his mind. He's saying things were better in the past, like things were better financially before. So, something, I don't know if it's his ego, I don't know if it's like his pride, um and maybe he just is starting to feel a little bit emasculated, and he's trying to like be all alpha about these decisions. I don't know exactly why this is an issue for you guys. I will say with the moon that despite the fact that you're his woman, you're his wife, you're his like wifey person, even if you guys aren't married, he's like, that's my partner. I don't think he's appreciating you as much as he should. I'm gonna be honest. I have the moon here. I specifically asked that question and I got a no. I don't think that he's appreciating you as much as he should when it comes to this situation. You said claim the car was repossessed after they broke up and he's left paying for it. That's why I asked before, did he have money? And you said yes. So I don't get why he's acting like that. So, Smiley, let me ask you, what would be a good solution for you with this? Like, what is it that you're looking for with him? Janvi, thank you for liking. My list is closed for the day, but I appreciate you being here and subscribing. Definitely come back next time that I go live. And since you're new, we'll do a free reading for you, okay? My solution was to leave it because I love my peace. This is a stupid fucking problem to have. Yeah, 100%. I never got into it with nobody about money or who's gonna do what. I mean, I'm with you. I got it. Each couple handles things differently. Sometimes one person pays all the bills and the other person sends money when and however often that they can to help cushion that. Some people split the bills down the middle. Some people, like one person will pay a certain amount of bills and the other person will pay the rest. But they say that money causes a lot of problems in relationships, and it shouldn't be that way, but a lot of times it can cause a lot of tension. And if you guys aren't compatible when it comes to money, that could be potentially a long-term issue. And it seems to be that cycle that you guys are stuck in. So it's a tough one. That's really tough. And I know you take care of yourself. I know that you're very independent. Like every time you look around, you're asking me to buy you something. I'm a single parent and so do everything myself. I haven't asked him for nothing because he doesn't live with me. Oh, he doesn't live with you. So since that's the case and we're just dating, why do you keep bringing up 50-50 when I'm not asking for nothing but you are? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. You need to be like, what are you paying for me? But the thing is, Smiley, is that you can't date someone who's constantly keeping tabs. When you're constantly like tit for tat and I did this time, so now you've got to do this time. Like, that also is not healthy. And I think you guys, like, separate finances if it gets to the point. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's almost kind of like, it's kind of selfish, because you're thinking to yourself, I'm giving generously, I'm giving freely, I'm giving willingly, and I have a lot of responsibilities. So why are you coming at me? Because what, you paid for McDonald's last week? Like, no, that's not how it's gonna work. And here's the thing, if you guys continue your relationship with each other, maybe for now, until he changes his tune about this, maybe you just say, I'll pay for me, you pay for you. You don't ever have to worry about me asking you for anything. Even if you're offering to pay, I'm not going to let you pay. I'm paying for myself, because I'm not going to sit here and have you constantly coming at me. So you don't ask me for anything, I won't ask you for anything. And maybe we can revisit this a year from now and see if things have changed. But where I stand, I'll take care of me, and you take care of you. Don't come to me for anything. Don't ask me for anything. And let's just leave it at that, because I'm tired of having this conversation. Every time I block him, you find me on other social media. That's because I'm a good person. Yeah. Girl, I don't even know what to say. That's a lot. That's a lot. LOL, Luna, that's how I want to keep it. I'll pay for me and my kids. You pay for yourself until further notice. But as of now, leave me alone. Stop bringing it up. 100%. My mom always taught me that if you give freely, and you don't expect anything in return. And if you loan someone money, you're not loaning them, you're giving it to them. Don't ever expect to see any money back that you've ever loaned someone. And if you need that money back, don't loan it out. Like, she's just always been like, give from your heart and don't expect anything in return. And if you don't want to give from your heart, that's okay. That's your boundary. That's your decision. But don't ever expect to give something and get something out of it. That's not how you do things. So I've never understood the mentality of like, well, I did this and then you do that and then I didn't know. Like, this is childish. That's why I asked, is he trying to use me or is he really genuine? And that's how I am. If you're going to do something for someone, don't throw it in their face in an argument. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as far as like, is he using you? I'm not necessarily picking that up, Smiley. I think that he doesn't have it as put together as you do, and it makes him feel emasculated when he feels like he doesn't have, because like something tells me that you have, like, your finances are better put together, like you know how to manage your finances better, and that if he comes into money, it doesn't mean it's gonna last. And so I think that at times when he's starting to feel that he's associating his value to the amount of money that he has, then he's very like frivolous and irresponsible, and he might be going through a time where he doesn't have as much as he did before. Then he starts nitpicking about this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's private. Like, that's private. Well, Smiley, I think you're smart to keep things separated, and maybe if things change for him and he can be a little bit more mature about the whole situation, then you guys can revisit this at a later time. So instead of my truck, 1,200 to get fixed, he said when he can, he'll help, but every time we're away, he's gambling, or some like how you found money to gamble. He lost 1,500 in the game. Smiley, that's the thing. Like, what did I just say? I literally just said he's irresponsible with money. He acquires money easily, but he is irresponsible with it. He's frivolous with it. He pisses it away. And sometimes he feeling generous because he's like, oh, I have all this money, but he spends it and he's irresponsible with it. So then what happens? Then he doesn't have as much, and then he starts nitpicking and nickel and diming every little thing. He does not manage money well, and you are consistent. You're able to keep your affairs in order, and he just can't do it. He can't manage it properly. And I think sometimes he says stuff because he means it in the moment, but then something better comes up, or something more fun comes up, or just, I don't know. It seems like then he just lets you down. I think it's what he's used to in his mindset, so I can't fully blame him. But at the same time, don't give me a hard time because you don't understand how I do things over here. Exactly. I understand. Like, I 100% get you, and I luckily am in a very generous relationship where we look out for each other financially. We do our part and we do our best. We do what we can. And we support one another, but not all situations are like that. There was, and for us too, that's evolved over time as well. We used to split everything down the middle, and then things just change. Things change as your career changes, as your living situation changes, as your relationship status changes. So yeah, that's my advice. Is just keep things separate for now. Don't expect anything from him. Don't let him offer anything to you. Don't let him ask you for anything. Just kind of keep that stuff separate for now, because it seems like it's just causing too many problems for you guys. Hey Aspie, I'm shuffling for you right now. He did say some like that though, so what I'm saying is give me the money so I can plan the things you're trying to do instead of messing up the money. Smiley, I mean, that makes sense. That actually does make sense. I mean, I also understand that too. You're like, I'm gonna be smart with it. Let me manage it. I get it. You're welcome, Smiley. Ugh, that sounds like a headache. I'm sorry you're going through that. But you're welcome. Have a good night. Good night, Smiley. 10 card on how does Jay currently feel about me? How does Jay currently feel about me? 10 card. Alright, how does Jay currently feel about SB, please? How does Jay currently feel about SB? Why does everything sound like that? I put WD-40 and I'm like, maybe we gotta take it apart and like really get it in there, you know? That's what she said. Amy, that sounds good. Listen to me like a podcast, girl, whatever you want to do. All right, so SB, I have that Jay is here, looking for an opportunity with you. I feel like he wants to make a offer or gesture of some sort. That's what she said. I am seeing here that he feels like you are one of a kind, and while still so unique, you both feel like you would fit well together. Like he's saying, she's well suited for me. I feel like we would be very compatible, a good match. And I feel like we would seamlessly kind of like fall into place. He feels like there would not, your relationship with one another would not be met with a lot of resistance as far as compatibility. He feels like it would just be very like effortlessly, like just everything works out for the two of you. Think you get on well. You know, I don't know. It's just like he feels like you guys would. Yeah, he feels like you guys would just do really well together. I'm reading the chat. You guys, you still like joking so slyly, Luna, and then continue doing reading. What a mood. If you only lived at my house, Brennan and I are joking nonstop, like 24/7. We say that's what she said at least, what, 2 times a day?
Yeah,
Easily 2 times a day. So that's more like just autopilot conversation for me. He explained his situation to me, said he really liked me, but doesn't feel ready, wants to reach out when he is. He just moved out here. We do get along well. SB, that's not a no, okay? That's a not right now. So I just want you to keep that in mind, okay? Because he thinks very positively of you. Now, again, we do have temperance here. This was the next card I was going to get to, which means he's keeping an eye on you, okay? He's watching you. He's noticing you. He's acting like he's not paying attention to you, but he is. So I don't want you to get discouraged by his straightforwardness. Let's respect a man who can tell you what he wants and be outright and forthright with you. But at the same time, also keep in mind that he's saying not right now, okay? And I need you to kind of hear me loud and clear with that, because the temperance card here is like, we're taking things slow, but I'm still watching you, girl. I'm still watching you. I'm still observing you. I'm checking you out. And he does feel like you guys would get on really well, get along very well, and be well suited for one another. So there is some type of gesture. Okay, so here, remember what I said? He's looking for an opportunity, or possibly making a gesture to you of some kind. Maybe the opportunity could potentially be when he feels like the moment is right. That could be the opportunity that we touched on in the beginning. Your mom. That's such an old joke. Oh my god. That's so funny. My favorite is when you say your mom to your siblings. That's hilarious. Yeah, I could tell because he explained and didn't ghost me. Sounds pathetic. People ghost all the time, sadly. Yeah, like he's still, right? You still sense his energy around you quite a bit. Now, of course, if he's like just trying to get settled in, it can be a lot to just start dating someone. I mean, think about it. Moving to a new place and then immediately you like start dating someone. A lot of times you kind of want to get acclimated with your environment first, get settled in, you know, open a couple boxes. But he's saying like So maybe I'm not in the headspace for all that right now, but when the opportunity arises, check back in with me. So I feel like he's not dismissing this at all. I feel like he's just saying not right now. So just keep that in mind. He has, a lot of other things. I don't think that he is closed off to a commitment either. I think that he would be open to a committed relationship as well. And that's potentially why he's trying to treat you with respect, and be honest with you and not jump right into things, because maybe he knows that about himself, is that he commits easily, and he's trying to be more conscientious about these decisions that he's making. I think that he views you as very beautiful, very attractive. SB, you're really rocking that like mother goddess energy. I get the Empress card all of the time. I don't know. It's like something about being a hot mama over here. Like, you just have this aura of like nurturing and fertility, and that's something that's like very exciting to men, because it's a very primal instinct to want to further their line through reproduction. So if you're a mom, I'm sorry, men think that's hot. Like, I don't know a single person, well, I'll say a single man that's interested in women that doesn't think that moms are hot. I'm sorry, it's just a thing. But that's because they have this like primal instinct that you can bear their children, and so there's like a aura about you that he's picking up on, that he's finding hella attractive. MILF goddess. Well, Amy, that's exciting. That's kind of like a fun thing for you. Are you gonna take him up on it? All right. So will they connect in the future? Will they connect in the future? Will they connect in the future? Oh my god, SC, totally do it. Please, 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 please. Change your name to MILF Goddess. So, Amy, you can be self goddess, like single, like basically single girl, I wanna, or and then SB can be MILF goddess. So y'all can be like your own. Alright, well, they reconnect in the future. J and SB. J and SB. Will they reconnect in the future? Will they reconnect in the future? Will they reconnect in the future? So SB, just going with my intuition, I'm gonna say yes, okay? I don't see a future that you guys don't reconnect again. Now, I have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is coming through again. This indicates that this person wants to come back around, intends to be in your life to some capacity for a while. So I feel like this person's wanting to come through. Now, as we know, it's not going to be right now. The hangman here literally just means pause. But what do you do with pause? You play, okay? So if I see the hangman, to me, it just means y'all are taking a beat and you will resume this at a later time. Did you have any questions about that one? I'm sorry, I'm dying right now because I forgot I had cars playing in the back and all I heard was Meteor yell. Yes, right after you said change your name to Milk Goddess. Oh, it's a sign! It's a sign. I pay attention to music. Like, if YouTube would let me and not give me a copyright strike, I would play music while I'm doing readings, just like people do on TikTok, because I find that, like, I could literally have music playing in the background and every once in a while I'll suddenly tune into a specific song. The rest was just static noise, but sometimes I'll tune into specific songs, and I feel like that could also be a message. They teach you in intuition school. You said no, totally makes sense. Okay, perfect. Like, if anyone's teaching you intuition courses, they say to always pay attention to everything around you. If someone calls you, what do you feel in your body? What songs are playing on the radio? What conversations are people having if you're in a public place? What's coming on TV? What is the atmosphere like around you? How are people interacting? Are they mad? Are they sad? Are they happy? Like, because your intuition can pick up on a lot of things, and when you're trying to get a psychic message, it's very important to be tapped into all of your senses. So when I say that it's probably the movie telling you to do it, it's a sign. All right, so shuffling for the last reading, SB. Last reading, and then I gotta run. SB, ear ringing. To me, it's like a warning. It's like a warning or an alert to pay attention to what you were just thinking or what was just said, or almost like a be prepared for something to happen. For me personally, left is good news, right is not good news. But to me, it's more like if I'm having a thought, or like left can be yes and right can be no, but that's for me and my spiritual team specifically. I like, if I'm thinking of something, like if I'm thinking, man, I should really go to the grocery store before I live stream tonight, and then I get a ringing in my ear, I feel like that's confirmation, like, yes, that's what your plan should be. Divine guidance, something along those lines. That's what it is to me. But I'm also very like in tune with the world around me, so I basically pick up on every single little micro shift or wavelength or sense that I can conjure, because I want to get more tapped in, even more to my intuition as much as possible. All right, SB says, well, I bounced back stronger after this week. I went through something recently, still going through it, but I've been resting my body. It's been a lot for me. Well, SB, I'm sending you a lot of love. Obviously it's something that you're not really wanting to talk about, but I'm sorry that it's been hard for you. Let's take a look at what the cards will say. Oh, the Empress is here again. You've had the Empress in all three of your questions. Okay. Okay. So, SB. I've got to be honest with you. I think it's still going to kind of push into future days, like outside of this week. I don't think this is something that's necessarily going to just stop after this week. I think this is something that's going to continue. I feel like the advice here is don't run away from it. Don't fight it. Don't definitely I feel like embrace is a weird word. I'm not trying to say like embrace the situation, but I'm saying like if you're feeling some type of way, feel through that. If you're hurting, like process that pain. If you're trying to work through stuff and your body is telling you to like push through or try harder, do that. Like basically I'm being told to like whatever feels authentic to you in whatever moment that you're going through this, allow yourself and validate that situation. Because Four of Pentacles is here and it's talking about how you could be keeping things inside, whether it's like how you're feeling, what you're thinking, even if it's like a physical pain that you're talking about, whatever this is, it's saying that you're keeping it more, you're trying to keep it more under wraps or keep it more to yourself. Love you. You're keeping it more to yourself, or like you're not letting other people see, or you're basically under, what is the word, it's the opposite of overreacting. You're like underreacting. You're basically like not, you're playing it down. Okay, whatever the situation is, you're playing it down. And they want you to be more authentic, even if it means you have to take time away for yourself, even if it means like you have to go into another room, you have to step outside, you have to take a minute, take a break, get away, even if it means that you have to remove yourself from a situation and be on your own to express yourself the way that you need to, or feel what you need to feel, or be frustrated or be upset or whatever it is that you're going through. Make sure you're not betraying your real emotions. Make sure you're not pushing it down. You're not like repressing it. Like basically they're saying experience it as it comes and don't try to hide it and don't try to suppress it, is like basically what I'm getting. Will you come out stronger? I am getting a yes, but I am not getting that it's going to happen after this week. I think this is just something that is going to happen over the course of time. It's not something that's going to go away immediately. So true, yes. I'm trying to rest, but also not expressing how bad it is. Like, and that's okay. You can keep this to yourself and still be authentic, okay? So keep it, if you want to keep it to yourself and you don't want to share it with anyone, or you want to be selective with who you talk about this with, that is okay. Even if you don't, that is okay. But basically Spirit is saying, like, if you're feeling negatively, if you're feeling like something is hard, something is difficult, respect and validate yourself in that moment. I know a lot of times if something is upsetting, for example, we want to hide our tears. We want to choke them back and we don't want to show them. We want to pretend it's not happening. But you know, tears release, they're a painkiller, okay? So whenever we feel emotions of wanting to cry, it's because our body knows that we're in pain, even emotional pain, and it is a painkiller, a pain reliever, and we're supposed to release. We're not supposed to continue to repress, all right? So I feel like the main thing here is that whether you're going to talk to people about it or you're going to keep it to yourself, you stay true and authentic to it is however it is you're feeling in the moment. Respect it, validate it, and then move on. Do not repress, do not push down, do not hold back. Just observe and allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. And give yourself rest. I think that's great. I agree with the rest part. And SB, that is where I'm gonna leave it for you. Let's take a look here. I'm pretty sure I got everyone. All right, Amy's done, Smiley's done, SB's done, and James. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Well, I hate to just hop off, but you know, I gotta go. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out. SB, I hope you have a great night. Amy, you too. You're welcome, SB. Amy asked, do you still do bookings? Yes, Amy, I do. I never have Calendly open on the weekends. So if anybody ever wanted to get a reading with me, they wouldn't be able to on the weekend, because I like to make sure that if someone wants a reading, like an emergency reading or something like that, that I'm going to be available. But I keep myself open during the week. So if someone wants to book a reading with me, they can just book it through Calendly. That is in my link tree. And then as soon as you schedule yourself, all you have to do is send the money over to secure your appointment. So if you wanted to check that out, feel free to do that. You're welcome. All right, guys, have a good night, and I will see you Monday. Okay? See you Monday.